So now we're going to take a look at subtracting polynomials. This works the same as subtracting integers, so I really want you to be careful with the polynomials that you add the opposite. So the first thing I'm going to do is basically I'm distributing the subtraction sign through the entire second polynomial. So I'm going to add the opposite for my first term, opposite for my second term, and opposite for my third term. So anything inside that second set of parentheses, that negative sign gets distributed to. And then I find my like terms and add them together, just like we saw in the last video. So I'm noticing my highest power is cubed, so I've got a negative 4w cubed plus 2w cubed, which gives me a negative 2w cubed. And I've got 2w minus w, gives me a plus w, or 1w, and negative 3 plus negative 7 gives me a negative 10. Let's look at that one more time. Again, our subtracting rule is add the opposite. So I'm going to change my subtraction to addition, and everything in that second set of parentheses will become opposite. Finding my like terms, my highest power is c cubed. So I'm going to write that down. There are no like terms. And then I see a c squared. Positive 2c squared minus 9c squared gives me a negative 7c squared. Negative 6c plus 5c. If you're $6 in debt, you pay back 5 of it. You still have $1 in debt, or negative c. And then my plus 11 has no like terms as well. All right, taking a look at some more complicated ones. Again, we're just distributing that negative sign, so add the opposite. I want to see this on every single assignment that you do. If you have a subtracting polynomials, add the opposite, distribute that negative sign through. I cannot emphasize that enough. I have students in honors courses that subtract their polynomials wrong because they don't distribute that negative sign. Looking at my x's, since it's closer to the beginning of the alphabet than my y, the highest power that I notice on any term with an x is x squared. So I've got 4x squared y cubed minus or plus negative 10x squared y cubed. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6x squared y cubed. And then I notice the term with just an x, plus 7xy squared minus 2xy squared gives me a positive 5xy squared. And then I have a 9y term all by itself, and a negative 4 term all by itself that have no like terms. Looking at one more example, first thing I'm going to do is add the opposite. So change that subtraction to a positive, change all of the signs on that second polynomial, each term in the polynomial, and then find your like terms. Noticing the highest power on any term is m to the 5th. So I have 3m to the 5th n minus or plus negative 8m to the 5th n, which gives me a negative 5. Looking for the next highest power, I have m to the 4th n cubed. And notice this one over here, it's an m to the 4th, but it's n squared. So those are not like terms. So now I'm going to look at that second variable to decide which term goes first. So the n cubed will come before the n squared. So we have negative 2m to the 4th n cubed plus m to the 4th n squared. Not like terms because that second variable does not have the same power. So now I see negative m cubed n squared and negative 8m cubed n squared. Those are like terms. Remember, this one has a coefficient of 1. If you don't see a number that you're multiplying by, you're multiplying by 1. So negative 1 plus negative 8 is negative 9m cubed n squared. And finally, our U-try problems for class tomorrow.